The One Hub Racing Precision Tier. Tonight we will be driving around the circuit known for its high speed DRS straight and its infamous turn 10. And if you haven't read the title of the stream yet, which you probably have, but nonetheless, we will be under the lights at Bahrain. But before we get started, my name is Carol, and please welcome my co-commentator Jamie.
Hello everybody, it's very good to be back. We're back for you again. The team are back together, and yeah, this Bahrain circuit, it's quite an interesting circuit. I've been looking at the previous interviews, and a lot of drivers are not too keen on this track, but I'll run through it for you. We've got a 5.4 kilometre circuit, or 3.3 miles. There's 15 corners, 6 to the left, 9 to the right. It's a 29 lap race. You've got 3 DRS zones. They are in between the final corner and the first corner, between turn 3 and turn 4, and between turn 10, the turn 10 hairpin, and turn 11. There was a manual to 2-stop as always. The track direction is clockwise, and we have the middle range of tyres of the C4, C3 and C2 tyres. The C4 will last about 10 laps, C3 14, C2 18. The pit stop loss around here is 14.5 seconds, and the strategy, well, there's 2 strategies you can run here. You can either run the soft, or the soft, medium. The warm softs I think will last about 6 or 7 laps, and the fresh set softs will last 9 laps in a race condition, and that's our track ride.
Yeah, obviously you raced here just a few minutes ago, and yeah, how was that race? I mean, I'm not sure if there was a safety car in it, but I know that the safety cars are quite popular, especially last weekend. Last Friday we had 2 safety cars and 1 VSC at Australia.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, there was a lot of incidents, and yeah, the stewards got involved a lot. We had a controversial moment towards the end of the race between Chris and Colin in the Williams, and Chris got a 10-second time penalty that dropped him down from second all the way to 6th, and Colin, well, he finished 10th. They're having a really good battle, but Verheyen, he won the race last week due to, with the safety car, he pipped softs, he was in 3rd place, and he cleared the track straight away. His main rival Scorpion did not. He got stuck in behind Chris and Colin, and that's what allowed Verheyen in the house to win last week's race.
Yeah, Gluck got really unlucky. He got some damage, and I mean, not the best strategy coming in for a brand new set of mediums, I think it was, under the safety car, and that really screwed him over, and he just couldn't recover after that, because it was an amazing race for him. Pole position, and then a great start into the turn 1, a great first safety car restart, and then yeah, just all went downhill for him.
Yeah, it did go downhill massively for him, and yeah, but Australia is a difficult track. I don't know if I expect not this is Australia to the turn 11, turn 12 chicane with them curves, but in the position here, most incidents were around turn 2, and we had about 4 or 5 cars bin it in qualifying. That was a difficult circuit. Bahrain is a little bit easier, but turn 12, as I've proved testimony to that fact in the race I just did, is quite difficult, and also I've got the fact that turns 5 and 6 are quite difficult, so I spun there twice, so I know how difficult this track can be. I was feeling really confident about my race, but the less said about it the better.
Yeah, my only experience with Bahrain is obviously in career mode, because I don't tend to league race anymore, but now Colin Armace in the first man to cross the finish line. It's a banker lap time of a 1 minute 25.865 in the Williams, and behind him is going to be the Red Bull going up the finish line, and then Casper, his teammate, as well. 1 minute 26.3 for him, 5:10 slower than Colin.
Yeah, Colin, you have to say, I've been chatting him to a bit in the past week, and he seemed really confident. He seems to have really good pace, and obviously he moved up from the podium last season, finished runner-up, and Colin, he wants to prove that he deserves to be in this tier, and he has for sure. But he mentioned his previous he struggled for practice, and well, he isn't there. But look at Ali B. He set pole. He didn't have such a good race last week. He DNF'd early on, and look at that, 25-1. That is rapid. And Battle Angel, who is making his debut, teammates with a driver you're quite familiar with in the Ferrari, and that's a good lap for him in the Ferrari.
There's a yellow flags in sector 1 right now, just for people letting each other past.
Yeah, J-Luke just letting everybody through. And the pole lap round here, I'm expecting the pole lap to be in the mid 24s. That's my prediction for the pole lap in this tier.
I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe if we even get into the low 24s, we usually have that one standout driver that just completely gets a perfect lap in, and then he can't even beat his own lap time. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens again tonight. And right now we see a lot of medium runners just getting their banker lap times in, just in case they maybe spin off and hit a wall, as Verheyen goes fastest right now, 1 minute 24.983, but with still 30 minutes remaining. There's still a lot to change in qualifying.
Feels like a reverse grid at the moment, seeing them two Hasses at the front of the grid. But yeah, Verheyen winning the race last week, and them Haas teams look quite strong. Ali B did quite well last season in the Haas car, and they're one of my teams to look out for the Construction Championship. Also, I believe Aston Martin, two very experienced drivers in Scorpion and Chris, who they know each other. They used to be massive rivals. They used to not really like each other. They used to get involved in one instance, but they've become good friends now, and they've been a regular teammate pairing. And also, another driver I've thought is Lakitu, obviously a previous. He's crossed line now. What can he do? He's going to do a 25.7, so quite a bit of Verheyen, but Lakitu was a previous pinnacle tier champion. The reason why he's in this tier, a front runner pinnacle tier previously, is he's starting to learn how to drive without racing line, and from experience I know that taking that race line off, it can be very difficult. So the hard assist to unlearn.
Yeah, after round one, this AlphaTauri pairing, Lakitu and Hanul, looked very good. Sixth and seventh, sorry, in qualifying, and then they were only separated by 0.062 of a second. So hopefully we see those close margins again tonight.
Yeah, Janel, obviously another prestigious driver, two-time Position 2 champion. He won it in season 15, season 16. He's back at the McLaren's gone off at turn 11 there. I believe that is J-Luke. He's lost his wing. Very reminiscent to my race in the same car as well, and he's on a medium tyre, so he wasn't on a lap that's going to set a grid position, but thankfully for him he didn't use a wheel, because he's very close to doing so there in that McLaren.
Now 11 minutes remaining, we see a lot of drivers just coming into pits or on their out laps, and now Chris is one of the drivers not to set a lap time yet, and I think he's on a competitive lap time in the Aston Martin. So is Scorpion Honda right behind him. And now going into the Sector 2 split is looking quite decent for Chris. I remember them being a force in podium tier back in the day in the Mercedes. They won the Constructors that season if I remember correctly, but now Chris going across the finish line. What will it be for him? And it's provisional pole position, 1 minute 24.8, and Scorpion on behind him. It's only 5th position for his teammate.
Yes, what a lap there by Chris, obviously the most experienced driver in One Hub, I believe. The highest point scoring driver in One Hub racing, 1,071.5 points. So Chris was a season 9 champion. I believe season 9 they did a weird format where they did qualifying and then they did random grids. So yeah, obviously that's not the thing anymore, but yeah, Chris is known as the random grid master because he won the championship. He got a lot of lucky grid positions, I believe, in the random grid format. But yeah, good lap there for him though. There's no random grids tonight, but yeah, Chris had really good pace last week. He was on for the win without the safety car, as he did mention in his press conference. He gave quite a lengthy press conference answer actually. So yeah, Chris is very keen to fill up the media day. But yeah, he felt like he had the pace to win last night, and he was interesting enough. He was asked about thinks he's a champion contender, and interesting enough, he thinks that he rates winning the Constructors' Championship as highly as winning the Drivers' Championship, because he thinks with equal cars you've got to make sure you have a really strong teammate, and him and Scorpion have worked well in the past, and obviously they had previous championships last season. So Chris is the driver who thinks the team is more important than the driver.
Yeah, I mean, we love drivers like that, just putting the team first. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. You know, team orders are a little bit frowned upon sometimes, and I mean, it does take away from racing. And Chris was also very active in the pre-race interviews, and he was asked what's his strength around this circuit, and he said that when he gets in the rhythm of the circuit, he can do decent and consistent lap times. So we might be seeing him just dominate on the in the race.
Yeah, we've got Johannes in 16th place. He was the big gain last week. He gained 12 places from his qualifying position. He didn't qualify last week. He crashed out. He's on a good lap here. What can he do? Can he get them 25s? His teammates done that. What can Johannes do? He's on a decent lap. Let's see what he can do in the Ferrari. He's up to 7th place there, 25-7. You have to say that midfield between Battle Angel and Colin looks very competitive.
Yeah, Johannes, another fact about him, it's actually his birthday tonight, 19th birthday, so he'll be looking for a good result here in the Ferrari to celebrate that.
Colin bumped up to 5th, so yeah, he's moving up again, but I have to say them, I would say the front four, there's a bit of a gap starting their form, and White Fountain's yet set lap time in the Alpha Romeo, in the Alpine, so White Fountain needs to get a lap on the board. He's on the slow lap, I believe, now. So White Fountains, his qualifying's not going too well for him.
Yeah, he's coming into pits and 7 minutes remaining on the clock. He'll have to get in at least a banker lap time.
No,
because
Glock, pole position man, sorry to interrupt. Glock, pole position man's in the purple second sector, but he hits the back of the Ferrari. That's Battle Angel, and surely that'll be a penalty upcoming for Battle Angel. Glock gets a good penalty there, but yeah, Battle Angel was on an in lap and he just didn't look where Glock was there, and Glock's got wind damage. That was going to be a pole position lap for Glock, I'm sure of it, but Glock is going to drop 5 places from his qualifying position. That's massive around a track like Bahrain.
yeah, it is. Well, thankfully for the DRS straights, it could be easier to overtake on, but if you get stuck in that DRS straight, then you're pretty much doomed for the rest of the race. And now Nick, he goes 4th fastest in the Alpine as Lukey retires from the session through the S's at the exit.
Yeah, I know how to lose there. Lukey there, he's lost Lukey in 6th place. These like that Lukey, and Nick, I have to say, he was initially placed in the pinnacle tier, but he found out we had Dane Star races tier, and he was a little bit quicker tier, so Nick gladly obliged and moved over, and Nick, he thinks he'd like a top 5, but he thinks for a perfect race he may get a podium tonight. So watch out for Nick as Verheyen bumps Chris off pole position lap. But I think Chris can beat that lap time. I think Ali can as well.
I think a lot of these drivers could really beat that lap time. I mean, with track evolution and everything happening, that is definitely possible. And now Larkin, he's coming up to the final 2 corners on the track. 4th gear, smooth on the throttle. Careful not to spin it. DRS wide open now across the finish line. It's 4th position for him.
Yeah, nice lap there by Larkin in Mercedes. Obviously he's another guy that's racing the pinnacle tier quite in the past, dropped down, and he may be looking to maybe fight at the front. As Glock in the game chat's not too happy, and I don't blame him. He says his race is ruined, and well, it sure is. A guy that maybe can start at the front row, but he's going to, at best, he'll start in 6th place tonight.
Yeah, he did say in his pre-race interviews that he did boil it last week and that he must avoid contact, which he already didn't do. Not his fault, but he didn't succeed in that, and that he has to be on the correct strategy at the right time.
This keeps on lap here, 14th place. Oh, he gets a bit slare in the final corner, and he didn't axe Albon there, but cross the line now, what can he do? He's going to jump up to 8th place, but I think he lost a 10th or 2 in the final sector. I think he may have been able to jump to 5th place, but he got a little bit there in that curve, but he definitely lost at least a 10th there.
And now Larkin on his in lap, Casper on his in lap, showing the 2 Ferraris. Not sure about Johannes here.
He's just done a lap. He's on 3 lap all tyres, so he's doing a long stint of soft tyres. But he's coming in now because he's only got half a lap of fuel. So while it's a bit of a rolling session, I'll mention our hot and cold list. Last week, Kyle was on the hot list. He was at the back of the pack for the final safety car, and he managed to finish 4th from outside the top 10. And they feel like if he could start the race a bit higher up, he could be on for podiums and possibly the race win. The safety car helped for sure. And Sonny, well, he had a pit lane glitch last week, and that cost him any points. He got stuck in the end of the pits and got disqualified. And also, we got a freezing this week with Dan Game, because the game was a bit dodgy last week. I remember in Prospect here, we had no damage, and we had 2 tiers where this glitch where a car got stuck at the end of the pit lane and nobody could leave the pits.
Yeah, that does not sound fun. And now we see a lot of the drivers coming out. The two Aston Martins, quite coordinated, Scorpion and Chris, coming out the pits at the same time.
Yeah.
And now Colin, I think he is on a lap in the Williams, small lock up into turn 1. And he's going to have to recover that. So is Battle Angel 1.5 tenths faster in the first sector compared to his last time out here.
Yeah, Battle Angel. Battle Angel also got a good penalty that cushion the Glock, so Battle Angel all dropped 5 places in the grid. But yeah, the Glock and Battle Angel done quite similar first sector times of 27.5. So you see what their middle sectors can do. There's a lot of guys are now on out laps. And Chris has come out, so the track will get quite congested. But Battle Angel's got a clear track ahead of him. No cars will get in his way. And the middle sector time limit's coming up pretty soon, so see what it's going to do for him. But he's about 2 tenths off Paul the first sector. What's the middle sector going to do? Improve slightly. It's going to be an improvement for him. We only need a slight improvement, but he's going to be deep there. I'm quite surprised that did not invalidate his lap time.
Yeah, he was really lucky not to do that. And now coming into the final turn, 3rd gear this time, unlike the 4th gear we saw earlier. And now DRS wide open, 7th gear, 8th gear. And it's not an improvement, just shy of improving on his lap time. And then behind him is going to be Colin R. Mason on a competitive lap time. DRS wide open is going to be an improvement, a small one, and it's not enough to put him ahead of his teammate Casper.
But if he stays 11th, that might not be too bad place for him, because he'll get to start on a fresh set of tyres. And what I'm hearing is J-Luke who's the 5th place, so he's finally got a lap on the board. And you know, J-Luke, who showed strong pace in the pre-season race, and he could be an outside shot for the championship. That's a not too shabby lap for him, as Chris is improving the first sector. So see what he can do. Can he bump Verheyen off pole position?
I mean, who knows? Battle Angel is actually going for another lap time, so he has enough fuel for that. It's going to be interesting. As now he gives up now. I saw him; he was up by a tenth earlier, so it was looking quite good for him. But I think he just lost out at the final sectors.
Yeah, Chris is with a notorious turn 12 complex. Does it quite well. There's a car ahead. It shouldn't get in his way. He might actually get a little slipstream of Glock here. No, Glock does get out of the way nicely down the straight, and he's improving again. Chris is improving by a tenth. If he matches his final set time, just to put him on pole position by about a tenth or a half. Let's see, I just around the corner, a little bit of a correction, but it looks all right. Maybe not the best exit. That might cost him a little bit of time. The Costa now, what can he do? He does a 24.8. Yeah, not the best final set for Chris there, and that might have an all Haas front row here if Ali B can improve. Look at Fatality, he's from next cross line. What can he do in the Mercedes? DNF last week. Fatality, another guy who dropped down for the Pinnacle tier. He didn't have such a good time in Pinnacle last season. He's got the next side cross line. What can he do? Can he jump in that top 5?
Can he? Does he do it? Just gets into that top 5, but there's still people behind him improving. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to keep that 5th place.
The sector. Someone else is behind. Glock has as well, so Glock, they've got a lap together at the moment, but he's down in 19th place. So Glock, he may get pole position, but it won't stick. As Ali B, I believe, will be the next guy to cross the line. Is Verheyen and Purple's, no, Verheyen has ahead. He purpled the sector, and these
as
guys.
He invalidates his lap time behind him, so now Ali B, he also stops his lap time.
Yeah, but he's not invalidated unless Ali B made a mistake somewhere. Because he lost some time in the sector. I was about to say if Verheyen knew where the track limits was, but obviously not. He did that. Invalidation came quite late. As Nick, he's got cross line. Can he jump up? Yeah, 6th place. Good qualifying there for Nick, I have to say. XL Larkin, he might be a guy that may nick pole position here.
It will be.
Glock stick the times are impressive though.
As Glock goes fast, 1 minute 24.58, and now Larkin's the only man that could take that pole position away. Realistically, Glock came out of completely nowhere, at least for me. And now Larkin, will he be able to do it? Going up the finish line, and it's only good enough for a 2nd position. He did beat Verheyen, but Glock improved in the dying stages of qualifying, and he takes another pole position, 2 in a row. And yeah, just out of nowhere, Glock in that Red Bull getting a really fast lap time compared to his teammate ERT Kyle. He's down in 14th, so it's really a realistic dynamic compared to real life.
Yeah, it's like the Verstappen and Kyle's Perez. But remember, Glock just had that great penalty, so he will start 6th place. So Larkin will start on first position. I'm not sure who'll get the pole start. I think Glock might get the pole start. But yeah, as a Glock's on pole position with Lexel Larkin 2nd place, only 10th off. Verhaven's in 3rd, Chris is in 4th, Ali B in 5th, Fatality in 6th, Nick in 7th, J Luke in 8th, Yarno in 9th, Lakita in 10th, Luke in that 11th place, which might be a good position for him. He retired early on though. Casper in 12th, Colin in 13th, Kyle in 14th, White Fountain in 5th, Battle Angel in 16th, but he'll drop to the back of the grid. Sonny Bob 17th, a second off pole, Scorpion 18th, Johannes in 19th, and Riley 12th. The whole field covered by 1.4 seconds. Look at your second off pole, down in 17th. How tight is this grid?
It's very, very tight. Unlike last week, I saw 1.9 between 1st and 15th. And now it's from 1st down to 20th, 1.5. So these lads doing an amazing job. And yeah, a lot of people were saying that they're they're not very confident going into tonight's Grand Prix, and that I saw White Fountain, for example, that he's a second slower than all the competition. And I mean, he's doing a good job. So a lot of these drivers underestimating their ability, I think.
Yeah, you get that a lot in interviews. Drivers seem to really not be that keen. So Casper saying the race pace might be okayish. As I quickly mentioned, there's a new rule for this week, because normally in the old game you could see all the drivers with their names. Normally you could see them, you could see who readied up first. Obviously we do have a penalty for drivers who ready up early, but now that's gone. But a new rule for this week, as some drivers ready up straight away last week. What's going to happen now is if there's a ready up early, the tier coordinator will ready you up, and any driver who readies up before the time runs out, we'll get a 5-second grid penalty, 5-second time penalty, sorry. As also, I'll quickly mention our sponsors, who didn't have to do that early on. We're sponsored by Next Level Racing this season. They are again supplying us with an NLR direct drive wheel stand to our driver season award. That's a new award. We also have Driver of the Month awards, which will be more information out later in the month. We also supply 3M Sim Racing, who are sponsoring us by providing a pair of their sim racing gloves to the driver with the most poles and fastest laps combined. We're also part of the Diversity team, who are sponsoring our prizes, and ERT, who are sponsoring the Gun Gets Tough award. And we have a couple of ERT drivers in the rugby. We have Kyle, Nick, and Jarno.
Yeah, so now as we wait for the players to ready up for the formation lap, the action zones will be turn 1, turn 4, turn 9 and turn 15 for obvious reasons, I think, and especially that DRS detection zone before turn 13 will be very interesting, as we might see some people deliberately slowing down so that they can get DRS into turn 1.
Yeah, I think I saw that in the past with Alonso and Hamilton somewhere. I think that might be in Canada, but yeah, that could be a strategy. As I quickly mentioned, our rivals, there were no answers because it was quite late, but the main rivals were drivers that were putting the stewards, Glock and Lakita, and they were both asked how they're going to stay out the stewards, but I think Glock will be in stewards again, but it wasn't for anything his fault. So yeah, hopefully Glock and Lakita can have a clean race. I believe they are quite close in the grid.
As now we see the cars waiting for the formation lap. Chris Larkin from pole position, as Glock is of course down in 6th due to the grid penalty, which was very unfortunate for him. And the two Ferraris, I must say, not looking very good, 18th and 20th right now.
Yeah, we did see Johannes move up 12th place last week. It's been the same, but Johannes in his previous reviews has mentioned that he's not a fan of this track. He said he didn't like the first two tracks, so I think the damage limitation for him and his new driver. Well, what a way to make a debut at the back of the grid. Maybe facing the penalty for what happened in qualifying, so it's been a rough. As we've got a Alfa Romeo spun on the formation, I believe that is Sonny Bob. Yeah, so yeah, as Johannes did get disqualified there for hitting the back of him, I believe. So yeah, a rough start for the Ferrari guys. As outside the top 10, Luki sat on softs, We've got Casper, Colin, Kyle, and White Fountain on mediums, Sonny Bob's on softs, Scorpion on mediums, Johannes on softs, Riley on mediums, and Battle Edge on softs. As so the formation. I'm going to ask you, as always, who is your pick for the win tonight?
I think it's going to be Verheyen again. I mean, we saw Glock take actual pole position before the grid penalty, so we might see a back-to-back race winner here with Verheyen, maybe getting past Larkin into turn 1. Who knows? He could get a bad start. He might get a great start. Who knows? And yeah, I must say the undercut will be quite powerful here. 22.5 second pit loss, and the optimal race strategy is softs on lap 10 according to my data. So, and then mediums till the end. We'll see if anyone tries to change that up. And of course we're doing
medium on the middle still.
Yeah. Now as we wait for the drivers to line up on the grid with the Ferrari of Battle Angel last, and we will begin the 29 laps around the Bahrain International Circuit very soon. And now it's 3, 4, 5 red lights out under the floodlights, and away we go. Larkin with a very good start. Verheyen pulling up behind him. The two Hasses looking very good into turn 1. Verheyen now trying to go the long route, turning into the inside, getting very shaky here, colliding a little with the Mercedes. And now he's pulling into the inside, showing himself in the mirrors, but he waits up and he is in second. We see yellow flags down below, and that is for Casper, who has spun, I think, at the exit of turn 3. But other than that, it's looking quite clean so far. And now it's a big send from J. Luke on Vitality. And will he be able to make the move stick? He's going to be on the outside of turn 10 now, versus the Mercedes, the two Mercedes engined cars. Let's see, there's no DRS yet. They're both using overtake mode, trying to keep that 8th position. Let's see, they're battling for position this entire lap now. And Fatality, will he yield? Yes, he does, and he'll have to wait for another opportunity to get back on the McLaren.
Yeah, impressive. They go side by side. That was very brave driving. But yeah, what start by? Yeah, Larkin did a good job there. But what about start by Jan up to 5th place? Chris had quite a poor start there, but he might have a run on Jan here as Larkin's. Oh, sorry, that was a bit of lag. I thought Larkin pitted, but no, a bit of lag on the timing screen. As Chris's job. As Kyle's in the pits, he picked up wing damage as the time was going a bit haywire here. So we'll wait for that to reset. But yeah, that was impressive. The McLaren and Frat and the Mercedes got side by side through that entire section. It's difficult to win one car, never mind two.
Yeah, they were very brave, as you said, and fair play to them for keeping it clean. And now we see them just lined up in final. Oh, that's Fatality spinning on the curb, and he's onto the gravel trap. And now he's gonna be potentially in last, nearly getting in the way of the Williams of Casper. And yeah, now he's going to be in 18th place if I'm not mistaken, because Riley and Kyle did pit in.
Yeah, we've got a few guys behind get wind damage like Lukey, Sonny, Battle Angel, and Scorpion, White Fountain, all staying out. Yeah, them two did pit, and yeah, Fatality. Again, I know that mistake there, I believe the camera screen has finally reset, but yeah, you've got on that curb, and once you get on that curb, you got no option. The car just loops round. Look at Chris in the back of Gianni again. He's going to go for it in the final corner. No DRS this lap, but next lap it will be available. But Lionel, after that great start, he's looking not the most confident behind the Aston Martin, which very much like a Mercedes from distance.
Yeah, it really does. And he only made that mistake on lap 1. And now we see him going down the inside of the AlphaTauri, and it's an easy move for Chris, and I don't think Janel will be getting back at him anytime soon. He does have DRS, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He's too far
Oops.
away.
Sorry, Sonny Bob has spun Johannes into turn 2 there, and Sonny Bob's gone a bit off, and Scorpion had to back out a bit there. Sonny Bob's looking a little bit messy so far. He's got quite a bit of wind damage now with Scorpion, so yeah, Scorpion's going to struggle now.
Yeah, he'll have to pit in, and yeah, just look at the amount of downforce he's losing just through that section. Casper's probably going to get him quite soon. Yeah, Johannes down in 17th. And yeah, not the best way to be spending his 19th birthday, I must say.
No, it'd be quite a miserable birthday for him so far, so hopefully it can get better for him, and still in the race, that's a huge thing. I don't think he's got any damage, so he should, unless he's got a bit of floor cycle damage, he should be okay. His White Fountain, yeah, gets the move done quite easy there. These guys at the back all got some sort of damage, so they're trying just to wait for a pit window. It's Larkin putting up a bit of a nice gap to Bahrain, but Bahrain's hanging at DRS, and Bahrain's a track where the DRS train is a thing, so these Haas guys, they're just trying to, and Glock as well. Glock's making some decent progress from his qualifying penalty.
And we see Jay Luke going for a move down the inside at turn 1. It was a very late move, and it was a bit of a send, bit of a dive bomb. Oh, and that's Lucky 2 into the barrier at the exit of turn 3. I mean, there was a little bit of contact there. He did squeeze the McLaren out a little. I would think that was a racing incident from what I saw. Many yellow flags here as Sonny Bob retires.
Yeah, he played in the pit lane, I believe. So yeah, Sonny Bob has had enough for one day. There's about 19 runners. I believe Riley's at the backfield. Riley has spun it several times, so Riley not having a good day in that McLaren. And look at Verheyen. Verheyen has closed the gap to Larkin, but I wonder if he can just hang back a bit, maybe say battery, because look, Larkin has got 40% battery, Verheyen's got 75% battery. So what you tend to see in these races, you tend to see drivers just hang back a couple laps, try and save battery, save a bit of fuel behind the car head, dragging along, and then maybe towards the pit stops we might see a bit more overtaking. These front four is trying to pull a bit of a gap, as Chris is trying desperately to break the DRS of Jarno, but Jarno is just hanging on in there. There's Nick and Lukey, two experienced drivers, two management team are fighting for position, so we might see a good battle there. But Nick gets a little bit hairy next it, but look at Glock and he's front four. Verheinen's going to go for it, is he, into turn 1?
Yes, he does, and it's a very brave move from the Haas driver, and it's a very easy move for him as well. But Larkin now, he's going to be on the attack to try get that first position back, but he does not have the DRS as Verheyen to get into turn 1 as Glock goes for a move on Ali B. So it's one position up for one of the Haas drivers and a position down for the other Haas driver. And now Ali B will probably be trying to get back on Glock and potentially get a 1-2, or else just get Larkin into a Haas sandwich.
Yeah, I was on board with Ali there. I was really front 2 head. Ali, he missed his braking zone there. I think he was caught about a 2-head fighting, and he went him a little bit deep, and that allowed Glock to get through. As Larkin's maybe fancying the repass here, but it's going to be a brave man to attempt it on the inside of turn 11. Thinks better of it as Johanna has passed the keeper for 14th place. The two Germans having a good old fight, but yeah, Verheinen's got the move done. But I believe these front four, they'll just drag each other along. It's so difficult to break this DRS train, and Chris is desperately trying to get back in it, but he might do if these guys keep fighting.
We might do, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of the drivers will be pitting in quite soon, as the tyre wear from TAS is suggesting that they are struggling a little, and that is Glock into the pit, so he's going to go for a very early undercut, as excellent Larkin is now going for a move on Verheyen, and Verheyen just lets him pass. Probably a smarter move to do than fight him. And yeah, now it's a Haas 2-3, and Larkin back with that P1.
Yeah, Verheinen's got really bad front tyre wear. So Ali's got no TAS data, so he will get a penalty for that. We can't see his data, but yeah, if you look at Verheyen, his front tyres, they really are. So he'll be struggling, he'll be understeering a lot with that front tyre wear. And Larkin's managed to keep him in a better state. He's going to pay for it, and it's going to do well for him, as I believe Ali's up again. So he's going to get lapped very shortly. He's scored his fast lap down in 18th place, so the keeper's pitting again. So not a great race for the AlphaTauri man. Look at J-Luke on the back of Jarno here. J-Luke's getting very feisty in that McLaren, but Jarno, this is the problem. He's fighting the guy ahead, but the guy ahead with DRS, and it's still difficult to overtake because you've got a safety car halfway, or virtual safety car.
Yeah, VSC, I think that was for Battle Angel, who fell victim to that inside wall. Yeah, just no front wing right now, so he'll have to just limp his way back to the pits.
Yeah, it's going to be awful understeer like crazy there for him. Not a great debut race for the Ferrari man. He hopes for better next time round. Now this is interesting, the Delta. Now, you may get caught out here. It's Verheinen's going to pit, yeah. Do we have a cheap pit stop here? Ali's staying out though. I guess Ali's staying out because he would have got caught in a double stack maybe. But I still think it would be better off him pitting.
It does seem like the case. I mean, if I was Ali B here, I'd probably stay out, maybe put the two Haas drivers on an alternate strategy so that they just don't get in each other's way, as the Constructors' Championship is quite important for some drivers.
Yeah, as Ali's going very slowly there. I wonder if Riley let Riley through as it's underway again. He's going to wrap this McLaren in hard tyres. So yeah, Riley, I think Ali had the best Delta there. Maybe he's going a little bit too fast, but we've got no drive-through penalties. The drivers just keep it quite nicely. And yeah, look at this. We've got White Fountain and JM. They've elevated way up because everything else pitted, and they're fighting third place now. But look at Glock on the back of Heinen and Larkin. This is our battle for the net race to lead, and Chris has lost some time there. He's lost the position by Jarno, so Jarno got by Chris somewhere. There's Verheyen and Larkin and Glock. They look pretty close together. Glock, and they may fancy diving for the hairpin. The brave man who does it. He thinks about it, but no, there's no room.
Yeah, he was looking for it. He showed himself in the mirrors. He did show that red proximity arrow move to the right of Verheyen, but he did not go for a move at the end. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we even see a three-way fight into turn one, as these drivers are really close to each other, and of course it's for the net lead.
Yeah, they're going to catch White Fountain as well. As Ali B pits, it gets a 5-second time penalty, so that's double whammy for him. Didn't get cheap pit stop and got a 5-second time penalty, but as I mentioned, Chris has cleared Jarno. But look at this could be, I think you're right, this could be 3 wide. It's into turn 1. It looks like Glock's closer to Verheyen though than Verheyen to Larkin, but Glock got a double substitution here, and may fancy look at Larkin. Larkin's defenceless. He'll lose 2 places, and what was Glock going to do? Is Glock going to go around the outside of Verheyen? But let Verheyen run a little bit deeper to get the better run into turn 2. This could be side by side into turn 4. Look at Glock, gets a decent exit. Verheyen though, he's got to defend the inside line, so Glock will have to go on the outside. He can get a lot of grip around the outside though. Look at this, yeah, he's got the move done. But what can Verheyen do? Can Verheyen fight it back? No, he can't. And Glock has gained 2 places in about 4 corners there.
That was absolutely lovely from Glock, I must say, and yeah, just an amazing overtake, showing his prowess that he showed at Australia. While Australia wasn't really overtaking, it was just commanding the lead, and he might do that again tonight. And yeah, Verheyen dropping down into net 2nd position. And Larkin just a sitting duck there, could not do anything.
Yeah, Casper gets a time penalty, and look at these guys are catching White Fountain and Casper fast, so this may be another variable for Glock. Glock's going to try and clear these guys as soon as possible. Now if he can clear White Fountain in this DRS zone, the others can't, it may allow to pull away, but I think because these guys, they're going to go at least 3 or 4 more laps, so I have to pass these guys, and Glock's got DRS, but I think he might be too far back on the Alpha. No, he's got a great run though, he's going to do it quite easily. The slipstream with DRS is very powerful around here, and I think White Fountain may have blended off the throttle there.
He was absolutely flying, and the Haas made some contact. Oh, he's been spun by Larkin, and that might be race over, at least the contention for the win over for Verheyen, as he hit White Fountain. He hit his rear right tyre, and then he got spun by the Mercedes driver, so it's just going downhill for him.
Yeah, Larkin got damage in that as well, so Larkin's got wind damage, he's unsealing massively, and it's going to allow Chris through, and what an open goal for Gott to win the race. Look at this, he's got a nice gap now.
Now Ali B, he has spun as well through the S's, so the Haas team is probably absolutely livid with these two right now. And yeah, from what was looking like an easy double podium for the Haas team is now 9th and 12th.
Yeah, Chris is going to get moved on and Larkin easy there. Larkin's got a pit, he's got awful wind damage, and lots of pit for hard tires to get in the race. But yeah, Haas team, well, we did see in Bahrain in real life 2 Haas guys spin it in the race, so yeah, it's quite realistic. But there's Larkin, so look how much he's showing that wind damage. He's going to have to pit surely. Yeah, he does. Larkin's just the innocent victim there, but he just had nowhere to go, and that's ruined his race as well.
Yeah, now Casper, he is in second, Glockin first officially now. And the gap's looking very close, checking Larkin now, changing his front wing. Where will he come out? It's going to be down the order quite a bit. 17, I think he's going to come out in that 17th. Yes, he will, as the gap to Balangel is too big for him to lose that position.
Yeah, Battle Angels had a few spins, had a few moments, and yeah, come at 17th place on the medium tyres, so it's going to be a stretch to get them to the end. I think he's hoping for a safety car, get back in contention, and obviously the hard tyres are quite slow around here, so I think he's going to be committed to a 3-stop strategy tonight.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be surprised. A lot of these drivers getting pushed on a 3-stop strategy, or else a 2-stop with 2 slower tyres. So it's going to be quite interesting with still 19 laps remaining. I'm surprised that we're barely 1/3 in, because just a lot of things have happened.
Yeah, they have. It's been quite an eventful start of the race, for instance, but we had some good racing, like for example the McLaren and when Mercedes was side by side, as White Fountain in 3rd place, and seeing White Fountain's going to have a difficult couple of laps coming up. He may bail out and pit early, because look at this, he's got Chris, J-Luke, Jarno, Nick and Verheyen all within striking range, so this might be a difficult few laps for the Alpine managers trying to do an alternate strategy, as Vitality and Johannes are fighting. Vitality's going to have to be doing very easy there for 13th place. Obviously, you do get points at the top 12, so these guys are not too far off that points place.
Yeah, it's lucky who gets the 3-second time penalty, but going back to the battle for 4th position, Chris looking very close to the back of the Alpine now, and Chris, I must say, not preserving his ERS at all, barely on 20%. Down the straight he was at 5% compared to the drivers around him. 46 to J. Luke. Chris goes for a move now. He's taking the outside line as White Fountain is defending the inside. Switchback maneuver from the Aston Martin. It's a lovely move for the Belgian driver. On the Belgian driver. And now White Fountain will be defending against J. Luke, who is probably going to be looking for a move into turn 1, as right now he was a bit too far away on the last corner, and now the RS wide open. Overtake mode engaged, and let's see this. White Fountain goes for a move on Chris, and J. Luke goes for a move on White Fountain, and it could be a double whammy for him, as he takes 3rd position right now, and Chris will be back on the offense trying to get past the Alpine yet again down the inside of turn 4. Let's see what he can do here, and just a tyre advantage, 4 lap-old mediums compared to 11 lap-old mediums. Just it shows the difference a lot.
Yeah, so White Fountain, excellent launch out the final corner there. Yeah, I've seen this Australia. White Fountain gets really good traction, and yeah, obviously J. Luke just took advantage there. He managed to pass them both, and Jarno was getting frisky behind him. He wants to get some moving quickly, and White Fountain actually is doing a pretty good job for his teammate Nick, letting these guys bunch up again. But yeah, Jarno is going to do it into turn 11. He thinks about it, but White Fountain's going to defend that line. There's just enough room. White Fountain's going to get the better run, and this is going to allow the two guys head to pull away. White Falcon's pit stop lap. We're very short. Look how close Jano's getting to the back of that Alpine. We'll lunge down the inside, give White Falcon nowhere to go, and White Falcon goes off track and surely just lets his teammate through. Yes, he does.
Yeah, and now he's under attack of behind, and obviously they're on completely different strategies as White Fountain goes very deep into there, compromising his run, and now the Haas driver with an easy overtake on the Alpine, but he's going to be going back at him again into turn 1. Let's see if he can make that move stick. I think he does. They're still going side by side into turn 3 now, and he does yield for a position, but behind in with a very tricky situation here. I think he's going to lose that position. As up ahead, Janul spins after making contact with Nick, and that's the AlphaTauri losing positions. Not too many, thankfully for him. Now he might be under threat from Lukey, as Janul will have overheated tyres a little.
Yeah, he's got to be careful next couple of laps. This is Lukey's opportunity. He's got to pounce here while Liano's trying to cool his tyres down. 2 ERT drivers come together. That'd be interesting to chat in the ERT chat there. But yeah, Nick's making good progress to the 5th place down. Lukey's got a good run here. He's going to set down the inside. Lukey's a very aggressive driver, but no, he backs out of it there. And Colin is not too far behind. These guys having quite a solid race. Lukey especially didn't have a good race last time, but he's made good progress so far. And J. Luke is catching the back of Chris for 3rd place. See what happens there later on. As I believe J. Luke is a bit too far back for the opportunity, but Heinen would eventually get past White Fountain here. Very close now. Well, I think White Fountain will pit this lap though. I think he was pit last lap, but his route was blocked.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but yeah, he pits in now, and so does Casper from 2nd position. And now Lukey and Hanul are battling it out as a backmark of Riley slots in behind, and that's Lukey up into 6th, but Janul will try to get him back into turn 4 with DRS, but he's just too far away from the Alfa Romeo. Yes, he is, and he's gonna have to sit back for another lap, just washing the rear diffuser of the Alfa.
Yeah, that's good there for Luke getting through. Ross Janul was trying to cool his tyres back down as Glock's got a nice 5-second cushion ahead, and not too much of him, but obviously he had that grid penalty. It didn't affect him too much. He managed to wheel his way through back into the lead. Now it's a battle for 2nd place. It's quite tasty between Chris and J. Luke, because Janul, maybe his tyres are getting back under temperature now. Maybe he might fancy a repass on Lukey later on, as Kyle and Johannes are fighting for 11th place, and Johannes has got a good run through the good run for the hairpin, but Kyle defend it nicely into the corner, and Casper on the key to 30. Casper on the fresh softs. Not sure how to play out. He's got a yellow flag in sector 3. I believe that is Riley again, so that's about his 4th or 5th spin today. I believe I've lost count.
Yeah, I haven't been counting, as Johannes nearly loses it on the exit. Riley with a 10-second time penalty. That doesn't affect the race too much. I'm just watching the battle for 11th position right now, seeing what happens here as Kyle goes into the pit, so nothing will happen there apart from Johannes gaining that 1 position, and now Janul is looking to regain that 6th position from Lukey, but again just too far away, and just is gonna have to sit back and watch the back of him for another lap.
Yeah, I've raced Luke in the past, and he is a really good defender. It's very difficult to pass him. He knows how to defend, so Janul, it may take him some time to get by, and yeah, he's still feeling a little bit slippy on the tyres, but they are coming back to him as Ali's DNF'd, and so's Fatality. They're both separate incidents, I believe, and that might be safety car, because Battle Angels, all 3 of them came out at the same time, and yes, it is a safety car. So I think if you haven't stopped now, you'll come in the pits and put a set of mediums on to get to the end of the race. If you haven't your 2nd stop.
You're just looking at the stops, and the top 11 has not stopped at all. Everyone apart from Larkin, Kyle, Scorpion and Riley will pit in for the 2nd time, and Glock getting really lucky. Glock with some good safety car restarts last time out at Australia, so we might see him with another good safety car restart. Let's see
Yeah, sorry, J-Luke passing Chris in the pit stops there, in the pit lane. Obviously, that is legal, I believe. You can overtake in the pit lane if you're in the pit lane. So yeah, J-Luke a bit cheeky than the limiter, and that might gain him position.
And might, and I think he did. And now behind in fourth, Nick in fifth, Lukey in sixth, Yanel in seventh. I think will Larkin come in? No, he doesn't. He's gonna hope that his 5-lap mediums will last till the end, but he will be at a significant disadvantage as Yanel goes really wide into turn one.
Yeah, he got caught about something there. I don't know if it's the McLaren ahead or Lukey, but yeah, he got on the brakes very late there, ran deep. So cold tyres and cold brakes every day, and it caught him out. Quite surprising though, isn't it? You wouldn't be going that quick out the pit lane, would you, in that first corner? So that's quite an interesting incident. But yeah, Gluck's 5-second lead's been wiped out now, and J-Luke, who I believe he's quite good at the restarts. These two are quite decent guys at the restart, so that could be quite interesting. Chris, you know how aggressive he is, so these front three, and Bahrain, who had really, these front four are very aggressive drivers, and this could be a very interesting restart.
Yes, it could, and just under the safety car, I'm going to run you through the official race results from last week, or else known as the standings, due to the fact that it was round one. It was Verheyen who took the first win of the season. Then in second place was Scorpion Hon, who came across the finish line to get 17 points for Aston Martin. ERT Kyle got lucky with a lot of retirements, I must say, and finished in third. Then Nick, who's right now in fifth position, came home one position higher last week in fourth. Then J. Luke was in fifth, grabbing 10 points, and Chris in the Aston Martin getting 8 points and a joined 25 for the team. Johannes in 7th after a remarkable comeback from the Ferrari driver. Casper in 8th, Lakitu in 9th, Colin R. Mason, the Welsh driver, getting 3 points in 10th, Glock in 11th after a shaky end to the race, and then a DNF in 12th position. Behind with the fastest lap inside the top 10, and Glock with the fastest lap outside the top 10. And of course, as we mentioned on the stream, Glock got pole position, and the driver of the day was ERT Nick.
Yeah, that was correct, and yeah, see, it was also Kyle's first ever podium one race last week. Was congratulations to him, as the field is nice bunch together. So I do believe as Johannes has pitted again, what's he gone on for? Did he pick a bit of wind damage behind the safety car? He's on for medium, so maybe that's a tactic to maybe just maybe get out of the field, maybe just hang back on the restart. And yeah, we'll see this restart happen very shortly as the red Mercedes try to get on this game. So yeah, what's your thoughts on this restart? Obviously all these tyres should go to the end, but we may see a couple of guys struggling, because we may see a couple of guys struggling with warm-up, so it's crucial that you get these tyres up to a good operating temperature. As Larkin, it's a long game to out for. I think Larkin may struggle with them tyres at the end.
Yeah, I was about to mention him, 6-lap old mediums. He's gonna be the man to watch, maybe for the wrong reasons, as he could really struggle. Well, Colin behind him, he's on brand new hards, and of course they have a lot less grip, but maybe at the dying stages of the Grand Prix he could pull off something out of his ass. But now with the safety car coming in this lap, you'll see the grid back into green and flag racing.
Yep, as guys warming up, and we see nowadays in league races guys tend to hang back and go very late, very much like what Max Verstappen introduced in the Formula 1, where the guys just hang back and go for it on the restart, try and catch the guy second place out. But this is quite a long straight, you've got to nail this. Glock's got to get this, and he has got it. What a restart there by Glock, and Chris is over the back of J-Luke, and Chris may fancy a dive bomb into turn one.
Yeah, he's considering it. Will he go for it? He looked for it, but he did not go for it. Or maybe now into turn 2 and potentially into turn 3. I think he's going to hang back just for this lap. as yellow flags there. I think that is for Riley. Yes, it was. And now Colin Mason losing 2 positions here to Casper and Lakitu. And now Scorpion going down the inside of the Williams driver as well. So 3 positions down on the race restart. I did mention the hards would be harder to warm up, and yeah, just less grip on them.
Yeah, Jano is Luki fighting. We see this so fought a lot in the pre-season race, and they're fighting again. Luki's got the inside line into the hairpin. Jano's going to brave it on the outside. No, he doesn't, but he might get a Brexit here. But Luki's got the inside line covered. But yeah, Colin's just got to try and brave it out. These couple of laps. It's going to be difficult for him, but there's then hard to take several laps to get up to a good operating temperature. Luki has got the move done on Jano, and he moved to 6th place. As Glock has pulled us in the gap on J-Luke, now that's critical. As DRS will be enabled next lap, he's got to try and ensure that gap stays above 1 second. As Chris didn't get the move on the restart, but Chris, he may fancy an opportunity later on in the race.
Yeah, Clock, I wouldn't be surprised if he just uses this overtake mode throughout the entire straight. And fastest lap for him on the safety car restart with a 1 minute 28.1, so quite fast from the Ferrari, from the Red Bull driver. Don't know where Ferrari came from. Yeah, just looking very good right now. 1.1 second the gap is, and now Luke he's looking at the back of the Alpine driver as Riley retires in the pits.
Yeah, I think he's had enough for a day, and yeah, it's not the best race for him. I don't know what happened there, but he seems to have some sort of issue, and yeah, that's his day done. He wasn't leading the race, and in effect, as long as safety car does not come out for that, which it shouldn't do, with him in the pit lane retiring, as Luke and Nick, they're very close together. These two know each other very well. These two and Chris all raced in season 1, so these 3, they all know each other extremely well, and they could have a nice battle later on. As Chris, speaking of Chris though, he's looking like he's going to gain a bit on with J. Luke, but it seems all things is quite difficult apart from into turn 1.
Yeah, now into the swooping right-hander. 5/10 the gap is. He's using overtake mode right now. J. Luke absolutely drained from his ERS. 22% left in his battery, so he was really trying to catch Glock, but Glock just said no to that. And now Chris, he'll be on the attack. Glock gets the fastest lap time of the race, and Chris, without DRS yet, will go for a move. No, he doesn't. He backs out of it, puts pressure on the McLaren driver, and now will have DRS for this straight. It's probably going to be quite an easy overtake for the Aston Martin. Yes, it is, as J-Lo just does not defend it.
No, didn't really fight that. He's just trying to get in that DRS train. He's dropped down the field. He's down into 14th place. Alan and Kyle fighting, but yeah, them hard tyres I think were a bit of a mistake. Unless he had no medium tyres left, but should have. But yeah, I think that might be a mistake by Collins to put hard tyres on, because yeah, he's struggling massively. Look at this battle has allowed Glock to build up a 2-second lead. So Glock is looking like the man at the moment. Unless he avoids any penalties, he should take this nice win. I'm calling it now, maybe a bit too early, but yeah, he's looking in command.
Yeah, he really is. There's 9 laps remaining. I mean, he would have to get very unfortunate to potentially bottle that, as behind him now he gets his rear end slipping a little on the exit, and he might go for a move on J. Luke, as he does not look like he has the pace right now. Chris already with a 7:10 gap to him, but he has no DRS, so that will be all a loss going into turn 1.
Lukey in this had a Nick, no, backs out of it. Nick runs very deep though. That's going to allow Lukey surely to get the run into turn 2, turn 3 up to turn 4. Yeah, Nick is looking very defensive here. Lukey should get his move done, as I can see ahead the battle, but Lukey's going to go around the outside. Nick will defend the inside line, and Nick is showing his experience here, good defending skills, but Lukey will get the run into turn 5 and turn 6. Nick and Lukey are banging wheels together. This is going to be very tight. Lukey on that curb, very fortunate not to spin there. He just hit that curb at the right moment, I think, and Nick somehow hangs on.
Yeah, that was some great defending from Nick, and I must say Luki was looking very aggressive into there, and I'm surprised he didn't get past the Alpine driver. And now he's going to just have to wait for another lap, for another opportunity to arise, so that he can get a move on into 5th place and potentially catch Verheyen, who is in 4th, and then J. Luke and Chris to fight for the podium positions.
Yes, there's a bit of a train falling behind Nick at the moment. As Lakita, I think, has spun it. Yes, he has spun it in onto the link. He spun it in the penultimate corner there, so he's going to drop to the back of the field. And that's a spin for the Alpha Tauri man. Was Lukey may fancy a quick Nick now. It's a bit closer than his previous lap. He may fancy it now. See, Nick got his brake on last time out. Will he get it right this time? But Lukey's going to sit down the inside. Nick, no, might not hang on the outside. No, Lukey is going to get the corner. Yes,
oh, he does. And that's Nick spinning, and he resets the track, and that sets off the other Alpine of White Fountain, and he has spun into the gravel trap. So as the Haas drivers did earlier on, the Alpine driver just losing it on lap 22, losing their cool, and yeah, what was looking like a good result, and now White Fountain spinning again, probably due to his tyres overheating, and that might make him pit in on this lap. Try to go for the fastest lap point outside the top 10.
Yeah, I'd attempted that earlier and didn't work out, and yeah, I am not looking forward to being in the management chat after that, because that's 3 management team there get involved in that instance. So yeah, the management chat might be one to avoid after tonight's race.
I'm definitely going to look into it, as it's going to be interesting. Behind it now, 5 tenths behind J. Luke, just not looking like these drivers will budge at all, as J. Luke does have the incy bit of VRS to play with and some DRS, so that behind them just can't catch up.
No, Chris is slowly getting on Glock, but I think Glock's maybe conserving his battery. And, yeah, Chris is draining his battery trying to catch up, so yeah, Glock still looking good behind us. Larkin has passed Casper. Larkin and them are old mediums, he's hanging in there just still. If he keeps doing this DRS train, it might help him make them tyres last a bit longer. But yeah, Lukey and Nick, well, that's quite an infamous moment there in modern history. Them 2 drivers colliding, and you think 2 experienced drivers shouldn't be doing that, but you know what racing's like. When you get that instinct, you go for a move, and sometimes that's what happens.
Yeah, racing is scrubbing after all, and now Casper, I mean, it's looking very tight here. 6th to 9th, just very close. And anything can happen here. So yeah, with 5 laps remaining, it's going to be very interesting to see what escalates here.
Yeah. Yeah, it is for Verheyen again. Looking quite fast to the back of J. Luke, but yeah, it's just J. Luke, if you just hang on back of DRS to Chris, it's going to make it very difficult for him to pass. But look at the good win Verheyen's got. Verheyen may fancy opportunity here into turn 1. Look, he's in the slipstream. He's got the inside line. Will he outbrake the McLaren man into turn 1? Yes, he does. J. Luke, can he get the switch back here? Verheyen was a little bit wide there. J. Luke's going to squeeze onto the curb, but who's got DRS? J. Luke has, so J. Luke has the advantage. They both got DRS off the back of Chris. J. Luke's got the inside line, but you know how powerful he backs out a bit there. I think he backed out that move there. He didn't go for it. He let Verheyen go.
Yeah, I think that would have been the smarter decision for J. Luke, as well, yes, he is fighting for a podium position. He just looks so much slower compared to the Haas driver, and yeah, the Brits just letting him pass and probably trying not to lose too much time to Lukey behind.
Yeah, there's a White Fountain picks up time penalty, so the Alpine guys, they're not having a great race. They're both outside the points, and they will surely pit. As with on Hannes, to go up a fast lap point at the end of the race. As I quickly check past that for you, inside the top 10, the fastest lap is going to go to going to go to Glock. And outside top 10 at the moment is going to go to Johannes. So that's the fast laps at the moment, but that will surely change as get 0-2 in the race.
Yeah, it's, now
Shaheen,
it's looking very tight in the midfield.
yeah, it is, yeah, it's Lukey. I think there's a bit of training now. Lukey's leading this training. You've got Yano, Larkin, Kappa, Scorpion, all behind him. And, yeah, let's see, Scorpion is he's making good progress from his quite poor qualifying Scorpion. And yeah, Cassidy's got a penalty, so he's got to try and clear these guys. Yano gets on the curb there. That may allow Larkin an opportunity, but no, Larkin gets a poor exit. These guys, they'll start holding each other up, I think. This DRS train. There's Lakitu and Kyle who go side by side. And Lakitu, we move into the top 10, but looking very wide there. That's low. Kyle gets switched back into turn 4. So yeah, Lakitu maybe has outbung himself there. Maybe that racing line would have helped him there.
Yeah, I think Lakitu was about to take the outer layout of the circuit by judging by how wide he went there, which let Kyle get into 10th place. I mean, Lakitu's still in the points, but that point could be crucial at the end of the day. For example, in the constructors' standings, as there's yellow flags.
He's done it again. He's done it again. Yeah, coming down the hill. As interesting. Look at Chris. He's very close to DRS of Glock. So Glock's still looking good at the moment, but Chris is definitely pushing hard. But he's using all his battery. He's trying to desperately get in that DRS zone, but he can't at the moment. But J-Luke may fancy repassing Bahrain here. Bahrain has got detached to Chris, and that might leave the Haasman vulnerable to a counter-attack from the McLaren man. As Yanu and Lukey are getting close together. A bit of a lock-up there from J-Luke. As Lakitu gets Kyle again. Does he get breaking zone nailed this time? Yes, he does. Kyle, though, may fancy to switch back, but gets quite a fair exit. Lakitu should have that move done now.
Yeah, Chris 1.5 seconds behind Glock. He's looking very spicy. The battle for the lead. I mean, there's still no battle yet, but just Chris catching up a lot here, as there's yellow flags for Lakitu. That was.
Yeah, what he's done there is he's hit that curb and it spun him into the wall, and yeah, he's got wing damage. He's going to have to pit, I believe. And here we go. What's that now? Yeah, that curb. It can spin you into the wall, but his wing looks intact to me. Let's check the task. Let's see. Oh no, he spun it again. His tyres are red hot, and yeah, he's going to struggle now. Yeah, he's got without damage there, but his tyres are definitely damaged by overheating.
Yeah, and talking about tyres, Glock and Chris really conserving his tyres. 40% his front left. Our Glock 49 on his front left. So the difference is quite big for them pitting on the same lap.
Yeah, Larkin, you've got to watch out for Larkin. His fronts are nearly 70%. It's going to have, as Jano's going to have a good run on Luke here, but Lukey's going to cover that inside line. Just enough room there for the time out. But yeah, Larkin, we may see a puncher from Larkin. He's in that puncher range. Look at Jano's got a great run here on Lukey. Lukey on the outside line. Jano backs out of it though. He's not feeling that too confident. Nick does pit. Surely the both set softs on and try and attempt the fastest lap point. But Lukey, I think he's starting to struggle now. His tyres are going off more than the cars around him.
It does seem like that is the case, and these drivers battling it out till the last lap, till the last corner. You love to see it, as they're using all of their ERS basically to try staying within that DRS train and potentially try get past someone, as yeah, they're all within 0.6 of each other, which is quite bad, I must say.
Yeah, especially a dirty F for the turn 11, turn 12, it was quite difficult for them. And with worn tyres, they're doing quite well to keep it all together. There's Jarno, he's starting to get a bit attached to Nuki though, but Larkin, he's just getting poor traction. You can tell on tyres are gone, and Casper, he may see an opportunity here, but look, it's just so difficult. This DRS train just makes overtaking virtually impossible for these guys. As Chris, I think his race is running. He's tried so hard to catch up, but Glock with one and a half laps to go, he's looking nailed on for this race win. And Nuki, he's going to hang on for 5th place, but will there be a stewards incident with him and Nick?
I mean, I'm not sure. There might be a sound to the drivers if they want to submit or not. Casper getting very close to the back of the Mercedes of Larkin. Janul going quite deep into the corner, and now into turn 10 he goes, nearly getting that outside that 1 second he needs for DRS on Lukey, which is going to be crucial in defending against the rest of the pack behind him. Now Casper, yeah, just looking so close to the back of Larkin. Larkin really struggling, 72% front left tyre, and we might see that pop anytime soon. It's just down to sheer luck now for Larkin.
Yeah, it's doing a good job, I have to say. He's doing a good job of staying with his pack. Because interesting enough, I saw Nick, because I was going to fast lap attempt, and I think his teammate Wright Fountain gave him slipstream down the pitch straight to give him a bit more advantage, so that might be a better fast lap. And look at Casper though. Casper, look at Lukey Janul ahead. Casper is going to get the move done on Larkin. Larkin is going to struggle to break into turn 1 because Casper is on the inside line, but I think Jan's got the move done Lukey for 5th place. Yes, he has, and Casper has got the move done on. But look at Lukey. Luke's going to fight back here. Lukey's going to have to slipstream and DRS. But Lukey's going to have to go round the outside. Can he hang on? Yes, he can. It's going to be contact.
Oh, they're still going side by side.
Wow.
A love contact, and it's a lovely overtake for Lukey as we were commenting over that. Luke got ahead of Heinen for that 3rd position, so both Luke's going for an overtake here on the final lap. Nick with the fastest lap right now, but Glock will still get inside that top 10. Still 1 DRS straight to go. Not a very popular DRS straight to make an overtake on, because it's a very awkward exit for the drivers out of turn 10, especially for the drivers without any ABS. I don't think there will be any moves happening till the end. Heinen looking very close, but don't think he's going to be close enough. And now Glock coming across the start finish straight, weaving left and right to win the Bahrain Grand Prix here in precision tier after a grid penalty which saw him come out of that pole position into 6th place. Great recovery drive from him. Chris in 2nd, Luke in 3rd, Heinen in 4th, 2/10 behind the McLaren driver. Then Lukey in 5th after a great job defending against the pack behind him. Janul, Larkin on 19 lap old mediums, Scorpion on, and Casper in 9th, Kyle in 10th, so it's a 1 and 10th position finish for the Red Bull drivers. I must say Red Bull will probably be looking for a better result from Kyle. Then Colin in 11th, Lakitu in 12th, and those are your points finishers. And then we have Nick, if I'm not mistaken, outside the top 10 getting that point for fastest lap.
Yeah, he does, and the Red Bull second driver, Tails, Lucas here, and that is Glock's first ever winning one hub race, so congratulations to him. Chris in 2nd place, that's his 42nd podium, so Chris does know where that roster is, and it's also Luke's first ever podium, so congratulations. You've got a first time winner, a first time podium sitter, and we've got a very experienced man in 2nd place.
Yeah, an all British podium here at Bahrain. Well done to the podium finishers. I must say it was a very exciting Grand Prix till the end, which we rarely get because it usually just dies down at the end. Just to run you through the rest, in 13th it was Johannes, not the best way to finish his birthday, but happy birthday to him nonetheless. Nick in 14th, White Fountain in 15th, and the DNFs were Riley, Ali B, Fatality, Bal Angel and Sonny Bob. So now the question is, who is your driver of the day?
Well, this is a difficult one, but I think it's only fair. He had to battle through some adversity, that grid penalty, which wasn't his fault, and he took the race win. He managed to hang on just about from Chris at the end there. I'm gonna nominate Glock for Driver of the Day because I think it is pretty much deserved. And I'm going to ask him, you must have been furious after what happened in qualifying. How did you get your head together for the race and take out that race win?
I mean, you're always bang on with the questions, and that is the obvious choice, I think, but it'd be a less obvious choice, maybe. Well, not according to the game. For me, the driver of the day is gonna be Scorpion Hahn after, I think it was 17th place he started in, with a very good drive to finish up in the points. And my question to him is, after last week's podium, were you expecting another podium, another high place finish, or were you expecting the hype to maybe die down a little and get back into regular points?
Yeah, that's a good question as well. And yeah, it was a decent race for Bahrain, I have to say. Quite only one virtual safety car, but no safety cars, 15 finishes, and yeah, I enjoyed that. And obviously next week we do go to the Hungaroring in Hungary. What's your thoughts on that track?
Now, obviously, in real life, we saw an absolutely banging race there. I mean, I don't think we'll see that in one hub, but as you know, in the league racing in general, the overtaking tend to be 10 times better, and there's usually 10 times more of them. So hopefully we see another exciting race at the track known as Monaco without the walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be a good one. And yeah, as obviously we'll mention our sponsors again. We've got First Tea, Next Level Racing, our partners, ERT, and 3M Sim Racing. And yeah, obviously now I mentioned these gloves. I think you have to say Glock. He looked like a strong contender to win these gloves for combined poles and fastest laps. He's got 2 fastest laps and 2 poles. I don't know if he'll get the pole stat or not, but you have to say Glock, he's good to win these gloves.
Yeah, so far he is. He just has to keep that form up for the next 8 rounds. Yeah, if you have nothing else to add, we'll end the stream here. I was your commentator, Carol. I was here with Jamie. Make sure to check us out on all our socials, Twitter, YouTube. Make sure to subscribe there. Twitch, which of course is streamed on. Follow us here. And yeah, thank you for joining us here tonight. It was an amazing race, I must say, and hopefully the viewers also enjoyed it. Good night.
Good night.